Alright, g'day guys, welcome back to another episode. So I've been looking through the YouTube analytics as I do from time to time and just looking at what videos perform best for me and that sort of thing, and there's a couple of videos I've done on Calcutta Conquests when new models have come out or I've bought new stuff, and they do really well. Lots of people watch them, lots of people seem to like them, and I get a lot of questions from it. So both on YouTube and Instagram, questions from people about what model they think would be best for them and what I use certain stuff for, like certain reels and what rods I've got them on. So I figured I'd run through all the ones I've got, what rods they're on, what I use them for, what lures I throw on them, line on them, that sort of stuff. Hopefully it'll give some people some information and maybe help them make the decision on whether they want a BFS or an SE or 100 or 100 DC, 200, whatever. So I've got them there, I'll run through them and hopefully get some info out of it. Right, I'll kick it off, I'll go from light to heavy and everything in between. Sweet. So first cab off the rank, without wiping the rod out, is the BFS. So these guys are now available in Australia, semi-recently. When I bought mine, I had to get it out of Japan because they weren't available here, but I do love this thing. I've done a video on it, I've done a couple of videos with this. So it's the XG model, the faster of the two. I prefer with majority of my reels to go XG. I would much prefer to have to wind it really slow to get something to move slow than be burning something when I want it to go fast. So yeah, I tend to go XG or HG majority of the models. There's one there that I don't, but that was because I bought it second hand. But anyway, that is Calcutta Conquest BFS in the XG. I've got that fella paired up on a Shimano Cardiff Native Special. So it's a two-piece, like legit BFS rod. It's rated 2 to 6 pound, and I think it's 5'4". Yeah, 5'4". So I use that fella a lot for fishing out of my kayak, chucking Shimano Bantams, small soft plastics. The cats are flying upstairs. What are you two doing? Yeah, really like throwing the small Shimano Bantams on that. So the 99, they just released a 77, so I'd say it'll be pretty good on there too. Stuff like the TMco Hecates, the Hecate 7s, and just small crankbaits, small surface lures, that sort of stuff. That's what I use that one for. A lot of sooty grunter, a lot of bass.
Oh, what the f***? Holy mega soot. Yeah, dude. Oh, he's a cracker.
I haven't chucked it for brim yet. I have had a lot of people message me and ask if I think it would be any good for brim lures, which it definitely would. Like, it will throw the smallest of small. But yeah, it's a fun little rod, it's a fun little reel. So if you're after something to go ultra light, that's probably the pick of the lot. Number 2. This one's had a lot of people's interest. So this is the 30 SE, so shallow edition. So this fella is the same size as the new 100, so the 100 standard 100 HG, but in the shallow spool. Are you two right? Goodness me. So it's the only one to feature that sort of gunmetal, almost bluey colour. But yeah, very nice little reel. I probably don't use this as much as I thought I would, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Still love it, but yeah, just not something that I've used heaps. I've got it paired up with a Dobbin Sierra 682 in the cast. So that fella is a 8 to 14 pound rod, 6'8" long. I've got 20 pound braid on that, and then normally run like a 10 or a 12 pound leader, but normally use it for throwing sort of 60 to 70 mil jerk baits. 70 is probably a push, probably 60 to 65 mil jerk baits.
Oh, throttled that. Real long pause. God, that was a good bite. Oh, it's not, I don't think, it's not bad, but just such a good bite.
Bit of top water, some plastics, small blades, like TT blades and that sort of stuff, evergreen blades, and mainly for bass. So I sort of bought it as, I've got the 100 HG DC that I bought initially for lighter bass lures and that sort of stuff, and that was before these two came out. And then I bought that to replace it and then sort of moved on to a heavy one, but I'll get to that. But yeah, anyway, that's sort of, it will still cast the small stuff, not quite as well as the BFS, but yeah, for that in between, like really nice ultralight bass outfit where you do want to throw some sort of slightly bigger lures and put on maybe a touch heavier rod than a dedicated BFS one, that's the option there. Number 3. I've had this fella for a while and it is a weapon of a combo. So this is the 100 HG DC, so the digital control. It's the one that makes a little whir noise when you cast it. And I've got it paired up with a Dobbins Champion HP 702. So this fella's a 6 to 12 pound rod, 7 foot long, and it punches well above its weight. Like I say, I initially bought this before I had the SE and the BFS for like light bass lures, throwing those bantams, little jerk baits, little crankbaits, that sort of stuff. And it did it. It was probably, the rod's probably a touch heavy for that sort of stuff to be able to cast it really well, but it did the job out of the kayak and that sort of stuff. But this has now become my sort of like light estuary, light mangrove jack, small barra. I've caught Queensland groper on this thing. Like I say, it punches well above its weight, but will cast a wide variety of lures. So I tend to use it a lot now for like smaller, I say small, like 80mm prawns and that sort of stuff in the river.
You just get a bite. Dogs.
Oh, yep.
Oh yes. Go Willie.
There's a tree under there.
Yeah, right here. Little jack. Nice. How good? Yep, yep.
Then
Jack doubles. Yeah, cool. How many casts have we had there?
yeah.
2 in that snag. Yep, righto.
Nicely done. That's good.
Little bit of vibing, some slightly bigger jerk baits, maybe up to that sort of 80mm sort of size. Got it loaded up with 20-pound castaway, and then leader I'll vary anywhere from sort of 12 to 40 pound depending on what I'm chasing. But yeah, a really, really good all-rounder. So that sort of thing will do everything from the small bass lures through to barramundi stuff. And it's just been bulletproof. Like I really have hammered this thing, but really like it. Do thoroughly enjoy fishing it. It's a nicely weighted combo. And that Champion HP in the 702, yeah, it punches well above its weight. It's very, very impressive. So if that's sort of something you're after, something that'll go sort of bass through to small barra and jacks and that sort of stuff, definitely worth a look. Number 4. Hopefully these are all focusing. If not, I'll go through and do like a little bit of footage on each and I can drop it over when I'm talking. But 200 HG. So this is the first of the normal ones really that I've picked up. So this is sort of the OG gold, what you would expect a Conquest to look like. Like I say, HG model in this one. I mentioned it earlier, I do prefer to have to wind super slow if I want something to go slow rather than trying to be crank like crazy if I want something going fast. So go the HG models. This fella's on a 744 Champion HP again. This is 7 foot 4 long in a 10 to 20 pound rod, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 10 to 20 pound rod. Majority of the times I'm using this for vibes. So it's a cracking vibe rod, that little bit extra length, feel everything really well. And I've caught some really nice fish on this. Like my biggest threadies come on this fella, and that's at 1.24 meters.
Oh, he's still there. No, it feels pretty heavy.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it
He
is.
doesn't even know he's hooked
Yeah, I think it's a good one.
it. That's the way.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Atta boy.
Actually feels heavy.
You like it? Ooh, that's really.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, it's only just going to wake up now. Yeah.
Boys, that was like mid-water. I had the vibe way up at the bottom. I was just like hopping up and down. Like,
This one's too light, so I'll go the heavier one.
wait, this thing actually feels heavy.
Got it loaded up again, or actually it might not be 20, that might be 30 pound castaway, and then leaders I'll vary anything from 20 pound through to like 55 pound Schneider that's on there now for Barra. Yeah, a lot of vibes. I'll throw the odd soft plastic on it, slightly bigger prawn if we're chasing jacks in heavy cover or anything like that. But yeah, that's a very, very impressive vibe setup. The reels just go. A lot of people ask me like about buying Conquest and say, oh, do you reckon it's worth it, that sort of stuff. The only downside to buying a Conquest is that you can't stop at one, as you can see. They are just so nice to fish. They're smooth, they're strong. Yeah, they really do kick ass. So 200 HG, and that thing will do anything from sort of jacks, barra, cod, all that sort of stuff. I'm just lucky that I've got a few other models that I can use for that heavier stuff. But yeah, this fell in a vibe rod for the salt, and even vibe and barra in the dams. Yeah, very, very good options. We're getting only 2 to go. Just let that go. So fourth one is a bit of an odd one. This is an older reel, so this is the standard gear model in a 200, and I've got that paired on an Edge 767. So this is quite a specific combo for me. I tend to only use it for one thing, and that is fishing slick rigs in the dam for Barra. So it's got 50 pound castaway on it, generally loaded up with a 55 or a 70 pound Schneider leader, and all I do with this one is belt slick rigs out and wind them quite fast. I know the reel is a little bit slower, and I've mentioned that I prefer the faster ones. I bought this second hand, so I didn't really have too much of an option there, but I find that at quite a fast wind, it is the perfect pace for slickies. Spring, when the barra's starting to fire up, and through summer when the water's warm and they want something that's moving fast, heaps of body roll in it, and this is it. So like I say, a fast pace, burning a slick rig, and they just jam it. The rod's got heaps of power to turn those fish, set hooks into them and move them around pretty fast. But yeah, like I say, quite a specific combo this one, but that's what I use it for. The reel would do similar stuff to the HG vibe, plastics for barra, cod, that sort of stuff, but yeah, that's what I use it for, and I really, really like it. Like I said, it's a bit of an odd one, but yeah, when it's slick rig time, that rod is definitely in the boat. And then, last but certainly not least, I need to find a better place to do this, but it is what it is. The 300. So I've got this fella paired with a Dobbins Champion, what are they? XP. Champion XP 795, so that's a 15 to 30 pound rod, 7'9" long. And I've got that fella spooled up with 30 pound fluorocarbon, so that's only something that I've tried this season for cod, and I actually really like it. So I'm lucky that I have quite an arsenal of rods and reels, so that I don't need to have stuff that sort of is too multi-purpose, which can be quite ridiculous, but yeah, like I say, lucky to have the gear that I do. So I was able to leave this one as a dedicated sort of big soft plastic, big swim bait outfit for Murray cod. So I did put the 30 pound fluoro on it. I've used it a few times this season. Yeah, I do really like it. So mainly throwing stuff like Gantiers, Gantrels, big plastics and mag drafts, BOR capsies, Irukandjis, that sort of stuff on that fella. And yeah, it's a really nice combo for that sort of stuff. I was a bit unsure about the fluoro, just how I'd find it. Cast really, really well. Bite retention's actually still really good. I thought it was going to be way more spongy, but bite retention's really good. Drives hooks in, and yeah, it's a really good combo for those big winter Murray cod. So highly recommend the 300. This is just a standard model, so it's not the monster drive or anything like that. They've obviously got the MD out now since I purchased this. But yeah, I've had no dramas with the 300 at all. It's been a really, really good reel for me. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into Conquests, maybe gives you an idea on which way you want to go with it. There are a couple of other models outside of what I've got here. There's 100 and then a 400. So the 100 I didn't really see the point in because I've got the SE and the 100 DC. I might end up buying one eventually. You never know if I can find a HG available somewhere. But yeah, that sort of gives you a bit of an idea on majority of the models available and what I use them for. Might sort of give you a bit of info into something that you were looking for, whether you were wondering whether one was better for it than the other. Hopefully that covers it. If not, drop a comment in the questions, but sorry, drop a question in the comments below and I'll get back to you on that. Pretty well all of mine, apart from the one I bought secondhand, I have bought from overseas. So there are a few models of Conquest available in Australia now. They've just started to bring the BFS in. Standards in the 100, I believe. No, standards in the 200, and then the 300 and the 400 in the monster drives. But no HGs available in the country at this stage. They did 100 HG for a little while, but that sort of seemed to fizzle out. Maybe no stock available or whatever, I'm not sure. But they are an exorbitant price when you buy them in Australia, which is quite unfortunate. If the dollar's right, you can pick up a standard Conquest for around that sort of 550 mark. Out of Japan, the DCs vary sort of 550 to 650, and same with the BFS and the SE. But have a look around. There's a few Jap sites I tend to buy from Digitaka. I would much prefer to support local shops here, but when the price is that much different, like you're talking 990 odd bucks to buy a Conquest in Australia, and yeah, mid 500s out of Japan, so it really doesn't make sense to spend double the money, as far as I'm concerned anyway. It's quite a shame, but it is what it is. Anyway guys, that's the run through. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I say, if you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe, it's free, get into it, and I hope you like it. Cheers. Are you right?